Producers, do you struggle to make your guitar melody sound anything like the real deal? We've all been there, but don't worry. I'm about to blow your mind with some secret techniques for creating lifelike guitar sounds using a VST guitar. Now let's get right into it. To make your guitar VST sound real, you want to immediately set your snap to grid to none. When people are playing live instruments, their notes are not snapping to a grid and they're not lining up perfectly. So by that, they have a human error component to them. With a guitar VST, you want to emulate that, and the easiest way to emulate that is by having your snap to grid set to none. This will let you put down notes that feel less robotic and feel more authentic. You can see here my notes are not perfectly aligned, and that's okay. It creates a more human feel to them. Now for this melody, I followed a formula of components that I usually have in my guitar melodies, and the first thing I started off with was this arpeggiation of chords here. So to build the chords for my arpeggiations, I really like to include the 5th and the 7th like I have here, and then I'll include any other note that sounds good like the C sharp did here. Then to arpeggiate the chords, I just chop them up with whatever rhythm I like. And this brings us to the next super important technique for making your VST guitar sound realistic, and that is to adjust the hold length of your notes. So similar to the human error with start time of notes is the hold length. Someone playing an instrument will not hold a note to a snapped grid amount of time, and once again we want to emulate that. And the best way to do that is again by having your snap to grid set to none and shortening or lengthening the notes as you see fit. Then you'll want to randomize the velocities. In FL Studio you can do this by pressing Alt-R, and then you can just tweak the velocity knob here as you see fit. To really get that authentic guitar sound, you need to add in some textural components, and these components should either add more sonic depth or some level of rhythm. Two great ways of doing this are by adding a muted pluck or by adding a bass guitar. Muted plucks are a great way for adding rhythm, and they're great to use in arrangement for adding variation, as well as for points where you want to build energy. The bass guitar, on the other hand, can be great for filling out the frequency range of your melody while also adding a bit of rhythm. So a good example of that here is the rhythm I have here, and then melodically here would be another good point. Because this is a bass, I do recommend you mainly stay within chord notes, and this will reduce the likelihood of lower range frequencies from clashing. Then I have these two counter melodies. So this first counter melody is really simplistic and it leaves a lot of room for the second counter melody. It can kind of be viewed as a texture as well. And it's important that I kept this counter melody simple, because if I had too much going on here, it would clash with the other counter melody. So for this other counter melody, I actually made this 4-bar section here. Then I copied it over to these 4 bars. And as you can see, I removed this section and this section here. And this helps to pick up energy in the second half. As well, it feels like there's a call and response going on with this section here between the octaves. So you can see here, this is playing in the C sharp 6, and then this one's playing C sharp 7. And that down to up with the lead guitar really gives it that call and response kind of sound. If you want to learn more about making VST guitar melodies, I've got a bunch of videos linked in the pinned comment down below. As well, I just want to say a big thank you to the channel members displayed on screen right now. If you want to become a channel member and gain access to exclusive perks, press the join button down below. As well, if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. And here's the full thing.